Hey, what's up? Today I want to show you how to make a traditional Greek village bread. It is that choriatiko psomi that we grew up with, those of us that have been to Greece and have had homemade bread. Well, today this is that recipe. Very easy to make, and it's got a few little tips and tricks that I'm going to share with you, including how to turn any oven into a dough proofer. And you know what? You will not believe how easy it is. Here's the thing. I've been searching high and low for a traditional Greek village bread recipe that almost has that old world sourdough flavor. I couldn't find it anywhere because, frankly, the flour that is used today is not the same as what it was 40, 50, 60 years ago or even older. Luckily, I had a friend who owns a bunch of bakeries in Greece, and he shared with me the trick that I'm going to share with you today. So, to get us going, because this is a European recipe, this recipe is in weight, not exactly cups or whatever. So very simply, first things first, I'm going to take 800 grams of all-purpose flour. I'm going to put them in my bowl and just put that here, ready to go. The next thing, I've got 500 grams of warm water that I'm going to use to activate my yeast first and foremost. So in this, I'm using one of these 7-8 gram packs of yeast. Just going to pour it in there, just like that. Nothing to this. I'm going to take a little bit of salt, pour it in there, and a little bit of sugar will go in here to feed our yeast. So just leave that there for now. Just going to grab a little spoon and just give this a little mix up here. Nothing to this at all. And let's just leave that there for now. Now, I'm going to take a little more salt. I'm going to put it in my dough here or in my flour. Get that going. Drop this down and lock and load. And just very simply, just mix the flour with the salt. Nothing to this. Wow. The yeast is activated. It's starting to kind of do its thing. Time for me to add this into my flour. The next part of this recipe is a little Greek extra virgin olive oil. And for this, I'm using a 1/4 cup. Let me just bring that right down. Now, the magic trick to this recipe to give you that old world kind of sourdough Greek village bread is this, my friends. 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. That's it. This is a secret that my friend shared with me. And you just add it into your dough and let it mix, incorporate in there. This will give us that choriatiko psomi flavor. And those of you that know. All right, so now as our dough is well on its way and pretty much almost done, remember when I said I would show you how to turn any oven into a proofer? Well, here's the deal. I'm going to take my oven, I'm going to set it to bake, and we're going to put it on the absolute lowest setting you have. In my case, it's 170 degrees Fahrenheit or about 190, 95 degrees Celsius, somewhere in there. So you want the lowest setting on your oven. Let that preheat, and now with our dough, we're pretty much ready to go. We can just work it a little bit here on our own. Isn't that gorgeous? Here, let me just take this, sprinkle it on my board here, because what I want to do is actually start kneading it. Although this is a no-knead recipe, it doesn't hurt, that's for sure. So I'll take this, put it here, and look at the elasticity of this now. This is absolutely perfect. Let me just get some of my flour on my hands and collect the rest of my dough here. Perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Oh, this smells like my grandmother's bread that she used to make. The only difference is she used in the 70s a wood oven. So, a little bit of flour and just start slowly kneading this a little bit. You don't need much, just enough to get kind of our shape and get it going just like that. That's actually perfect. All right, so I just washed my hands, get a little bit of the dough off. What I'm gonna bake this off in and proof it is on a parchment lined flat baking sheet. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of flour, just pour it over here just like that, so won't stick. I'm gonna take my loaf. Look at this. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Absolutely perfect. So, back what we were talking about. My oven is set to 170. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna pop this into my really low oven, and then off. I'm gonna leave that in there for about 1 hour. So as the temperature of the oven pulls down and it actually cools off, our proof or our bread will rise. And you'll see in about an hour what I'm talking about. All right, so now that our bread has proof now for an hour, the next step of this is to actually fire it or actually bake it off. Look how gorgeous this thing has turned out. My God, it's fantastic. Next thing, preheat your oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Get that off and going, and that way we move on to the next step, which is actually dolling this loaf up. So in my case here, typically or traditionally, they use sesame seeds on top of this before they bake it. In my case here, I'm going to use a combination of onion, garlic, sesame seeds, and poppy seeds. It's such a beautiful combination. I love that flavor. So, very important step now. Before you actually bake off your bread, take a little water and just brush the top of your bread. Make sure you have a fairly generous amount of water. This will help throughout the bakery or the baking process by keeping your moisture levels up in your oven. And it does make a difference. So just real nice and easy, nothing to this. Just get some water and just brush it on. Just like that. Perfect. Perfect. So what's going to wind up happening also with the water, what's going to happen is your sesame seeds or whatever it is you're using will stick to it. So just like that, nice even layer or coating over our bread. This is really going to be something. This is fantastic. So you're going to take this now and put this in your 350 degree oven for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes until it's like a medium brown color and baked through and through. Oh gosh, is that ever gorgeous. Absolutely perfect, my friends. Look at this. Oh, but they're not a big deal. Oh. This is so beautiful. I can take this to bed and cuddle with it. This is just so amazing. It's done to perfection. It's baked for exactly 1 hour and 5 minutes. And it is perfect. I can't tell you how excited I am. Here's the thing. I want to try, if I can break this or just, oh, check this out. Look how gorgeous this is. Isn't this fantastic? See, normal people right now Just done to absolute perfection. Normal people would be running for the butter. Not here. Hell no. Here, I'm all about the olive oil. And what I'm gonna do is just drizzle a little bit of olive oil. Look at this. Look how it just absorbs. The hot bread just absorbs the olive oil. Few ingredients, all-purpose flour, yeast, water, olive oil, and that one little quintessential little zing to this is the tablespoon of white vinegar that gives it that sourdoughy, old world taste. It is absolutely, I can't tell you. All I say is please try this. So that's it for this episode on my traditional Greek choriatico or village bread. Make this into a loaf, in a round loaf. Make this into smaller, two kind of lengthwise loaves. It doesn't matter, but you have to try it. So until next time, hope you like this video. If you did like this video, smash the like button and subscribe. Check me out online as well at kensgreektable.com. And until next time, again, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.